Oh, hello. I'm here. I'm just turning down my I think your microphone is muted, Andrea.
Hey, Mama Goddess. Good morning. Good morning, my sis. How you doing?
Hello, how are you?
Doing
I'm
good.
well.
I'm trying to get this the light. Oh, I look a little okay. So, how you doing this morning?
I'm here. I'm grateful. I'm alive, live and in living color.
Yeah, okay. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Hmm.
We'll talk about the church, girl. Because why not two sisters who used to be in the church? We should have a conversation about the church. Cora, the J family, allegedly. Okay.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Hmm.
I'm
Hmm.
gonna let you little start about little Cora. What we want to talk about? What we gonna start with first?
So, if y'all don't know, allegedly, Cora Jakes, the daughter of TD Jakes, has a thing about stealing people's babies.
Mm-hmm.
She'll lure them into a false sense of like godmothership, and then some kind of way she'll uh, manipulate the relationship to make it seem like you're the unfit parent, and she'll pretty much take your child from you through legal action. Between her and her husband, they don't have any kids together. She's not infertile, which I thought she was. She's not infertile, or she can't have kids. She just has this appetite of taking other people's kids. I don't know why, but her husband, or now I guess now ex-husband, he's in jail time. He's serving jail time for molesting children and abusing them. So they end up getting a divorce. She didn't talk about the specifics of her divorce, but legal court documents easily can be accessible online. You can just go and look him up. His name is what was his name?
I forgot what it was.
That's how much I don't care about him.
Okay, he got
um,
charges on him for messing with some children, allegedly. Okay, but he's still in jail right now. Okay, okay,
mhm.
okay. He is still in jail right now. And see, what I thought was fascinating about Cora. I mean, are you sure she's not infertile? Are you sure?
From what the reports are saying, she don't have. I thought at one point I thought that she was, maybe she suffered from PCOS, which is a disease that when you grow cysts on your ovaries where you can't reproduce.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
I thought that what was going on, but apparently that's not the case. She can have children. She just, I don't know if she chooses not to. I mean, the only thing that makes sense to me why she would take somebody else's child is that she can't have none on her own. But
Mm-hmm.
apparently, this is what they've been doing. They've been doing it for a long time, since what, 2012 or something like that. That they've been taking people's kids. One young lady came out and talked about her case because she wanted to try to get her child back. But at the time, the young lady, she had just had her baby, and she was suffering from postpartum depression. And she had went to Cora, her god sister or whatever, told about what she was going through. But what Cora was doing was recording everything, recording the conversation. And they presented that as evidence to the court when it came down to them wanting to get full custody of her child. They deemed her as unfit because she was going through what she was going through, and they gave that woman's child to Cora and her now ex-husband, but then husband.
Yeah, see the problem is when I read it, they said Cora will not show her medical records or her and see if she was infertile. So if you was in court fighting for this child, why what are you hiding your medical records, your finances, and you don't want to show that? I'm confused.
Mhm.
I'm confused.
Mhm.
And it said that the lady who represented Cora, she is a friend of the Jakes. Okay, was an attorney. She was a judge too. She excused herself, and then the judge who sided over the case retired after the case. This sounds
Retired after the case.
it sounds suspicious to me. The church. I grew up in the church, and they had messy things in the church, and
Mhm.
some things was not right, and what I don't like is, excuse me, hold on 1 minute.
Excuse
You're
me.
using you're
Uh,
using the church and the Lord as to get away with stuff.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's what they've
I
been
don't
doing for a long time.
want
Uh-oh.
for a long time, and then Cora, she couldn't she got fascinating with babies. I mean, it really is a fascinating with babies. I don't understand that. I just don't get how she's so fascinated with little infants. And then I don't understand is how did she was able to take the lady baby? The lady didn't have no attorney. Somebody need to pick this case up. I seen it on TikTok. I seen it on TikTok, and then this lady got 11 parts. And honey, she a little long winded. Okay, I couldn't take. I had to hurry up and get rid of her. Hey, Miss Patricia Cunningham, ain't Grady. I couldn't. I couldn't. She was long winded on TikTok, but I found it on TikTok. Cora spent time in California for a mental break. That's why Cora and her husband can't go around the adoption the way the adoption is,
Mhm.
because she went the other way, because she got that mental break, and then her husband got them charges on him messing with children. Allegedly,
Mhm.
okay, we don't want to get sued. Allegedly, because this is the Jakes
Allegedly.
family. Okay, I mean,
Mhm.
Cora has a fascination with little kids. Cora, she takes unwed mothers in, and I think she prey on them.
Oh
She
yeah.
preyed on them as
Mhm.
unwed mothers, and I just don't. Some ain't wrong. Some ain't right.
Yeah. You know what? Once you hit a certain status in these mega churches, like
Yes,
it's a whole different type of ball game. Like the way you
it's
live, the things that you do,
big business and money.
it is. It's just a bigger business than a
Yes,
smaller church. But these mega churches, they have to run it like a business because that's what it is, a business. And they're not exempt from having fetishes and quirks and whatever about themselves. They are human beings just like you and me. You
yeah,
know, okay, yeah, they're human beings just like you and me. They still have things that they're struggling with, and to me, to be honest, when Cora got married to that guy, I didn't think he was any good anyway. Not to say
hmm
that she can't have who she has, but it just seemed like an odd couple, the two of
hmm
them together. But to each his own, I guess. But he just didn't seem right to me. And then to hear all of this stuff about him, that he abusing kids and stuff, it
yes, and they're
it
adopting. They're not even in Texas. They say you have to have a mental evaluation. And so, when
mhm,
I adopted my kids, I have two adopted children. They made
mhm,
me have my financial records had to be open. They made me do a home study. I definitely had a psychiatric evaluation, all that to see. But I was already a foster mom, so I didn't have to go through all that because they already been in my house. I've been a foster mom almost 20 years now, and so
mhm.
do that. But at the same time, is
And you know how the system works more than
you
anybody.
know, anything. And I'm like, how
Mhm.
Cora get away with taking somebody else's baby?
'Cause she got the money.
She-
Money talk.
And
Money
then
talk.
nobody was able to. I felt the mother cry when she said, "I don't even." I think she came out. The mother came out after the daddy, the Cora's husband went to jail,
You know
because
what? That
I
might be
think
right.
she wanted to see like, is anybody messing with her baby? Is her child well taken care of? And
Mhm.
them, they say about the church kids, they look fast.
Oh, yeah. They are
See, they said
absolutely.
They said allegedly Cora ran off to Kentucky to meet a man,
Hmm.
and then mom and daddy
Hmm.
in California with her mental health.
And they had to bring her right on back because she didn't go there for what she was supposed to go there for. She went there to wild out something crazy, according to her, according to her best friend, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and her best friend at the time. They went to California to do something completely different. So, Cora, this is just my opinion, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like Sarah don't look like the rest of them.
Sarah.
The other sister,
Mm-hmm.
Sarah Jakes Roberts, or I guess just Jakes now because she done got a divorce. She
Mm-hmm.
don't look like the rest of them. And Cora, I felt like she had been pushed by the wayside, based off how she looks. She wasn't getting a whole lot of attention. And
Mm-hmm.
so maybe some part of her childhood, she was deserted or whatever. And so that's why she feels like she got to have babies around her all the time because maybe she was neglected at some point as a baby. Again, I'm just speculating, but it just seems like there's a bunch of emptiness going on here. And over time, it done developed this,
Mm-hmm.
into some type of
We,
sensation.
we grew up in the church, okay? Our mama said play. We had to have long skirts on, don't wear that much makeup, can't show no breasts. We that's why I call my friend Shanita my sister, because we grew up in the church. We knew how they acted, and it's scandal in the church. We do know that. We know that.
Hmm.
But I've been thinking, do you think this could bring the part of the house down?
I don't think so. They got enough money to cover all that stuff up.
If we follow the money, if we get if we get Anderson Cooper a dollar limit on the investigation and dig all through them money.
You know what? It might. We probably get either one who Don Lemon or I don't know because he might be TD Jakes know everybody, so
Uh-huh.
he might be good friends with a lot of popular attorneys. Because look, he got that one female judge that he's friends with that she all of a sudden retired,
Mm-hmm.
after the case. But TD Jakes knows everybody. I was thinking of either Don Lemon or Crump, the one
Mm-hmm.
because he always on
Yeah,
whatever.
Brent Crumb. Cause something Squirrel need to go on and say Benjamin the Jackson stole that baby. Benjamin
Yeah,
and he's a civil lawyer. He can return. He can turn over and call.
he
So we need to
can.
call Benjamin
If
Crumb.
that young lady were to reach out to him and say,
Yes.
because that's a big scandal. That's okay.
Yes.
He'd be all for the mess.
Mm-hmm.
But again, he might be really close friends with T. Jakes and might not take the case because, they got money like that.
Why you could be biased and but the thing is now I understand. But she's so the lady. She said that Cora was able to videotape her when she was going through a depression and got her on tape. And so when
Hmm.
I listened to that, I think she had a couple. She recorded her a couple times.
Hmm.
Look at who we got in the chat. The best place to find women that is good is in bed, is in the black church. Once you get them hooked, they are more sexually advanced. Most of them,
I
you know.
disagree. I disagree. I don't think that's true at
Okay,
all about
that's
women who are in the church and they're better in
I
bed.
don't
I
think
don't
that's true.
agree with that at all. I
I don't
dismiss
feel
that claim.
that's Derek C. Williams. Okay, you
I
know,
know.
you know what?
It's been his experience,
It's
though.
his experience because us church
Hmm.
girls are like our parents tell us to save ourselves, do what we supposed to do. Amen. That knows the scripture. Amen. And knows few of them. You can't miss with them. Easy work.
Just because he know the scripture don't mean he know
Yes, yes.
everything.
But our
It
church girls are meant to save ourselves, are meant
right.
to be not be permissive. We're not like that. We're not really like that. We're taught to be, save ourselves, and do the right thing. But sometimes I think the pressure of the church make the church girls be out here wilding out, dropping it like it's hot.
Listen, I ain't gonna sit here in front. So it is hard being a church because, like I said, there is a lot of pressure, and we're supposed to wear these long dresses, and we're supposed to walk this certain way. We're not supposed to be seen and not heard, and
Uh-huh.
we're limited on what we can talk about. I
Yes.
remember when I was in church and I
Mhm.
was Facebook friends with my pastor
Mhm.
and his first lady. And Miss, I am not in error. So the pastor and first aid, I couldn't really type nothing without them like commenting on something or telling me I should take something down because it doesn't represent the church. And
Mhm.
I'm like, this is my Facebook page. I should be able to say whatever it is I want to say. Like what, but because I was representing them, but I'm like, I'm representing y'all, but am I on the payroll? Because if
Yes.
that's, then I can, post what I want to post and post what y'all want me to post versus y'all telling me what I can and can't post. Like, this
Mhm.
is my Facebook page. Why are you telling me what I should take down and what I should post for the week or whatever? Like, mm-mm. So
Yeah. I find
they're controlling like that.
yeah,
They will control you.
I find when it comes to the church, why I don't go back to the church, well, I don't go back to the church my mom and dad went to because they was controlling. They want to know all your business. They want to know all your money. They want to know where you going, who you with, what you doing, how you dressing. And I'm like, yeah, there's too much control. You don't need to know all that. I'm grown. I'm
Right.
grown. That's why I left, and I love my brother. And them still go to the church, and when I see their kids, I was like, y'all need to
Mhm.
go with the times. The kids are
Mhm.
getting young. It was like when I was in church, we couldn't go to the prom. We had to lie and go to the basketball game, and we had to lie. I feel like we had to lie about things that I wanted to do as a normal child. Like my
Right.
girlfriend, I met a girlfriend. My mom went. They like the men was the best in the church. So the women had to be home with the kids, cooking, cleaning, and have babies. And I was like, is that all I'm made of? Is it
Right.
more than having kids and being a wife? Is it more to me than that? Because I'm
Right.
more. I am more
Mhm.
than that. I'm a person, and who I
Right.
love kids. Don't get me wrong, but I told my mom I never wanted to have 7 kids. I'd be in a crazy house.
That's a lot of kids.
How many personalities you dealing with? I don't know how she did
Mhm.
it. But I just feel like the church be hiding stuff. They get black women in there. I mean, especially the black women. We feel the Lord's gonna bless us, or we'll be good. The Lord's gonna bless us and send us a husband. And I feel like you gonna find a bad husband in the church house.
Yeah, because most of them, because that's what they want you to do. They want you to find a husband who's in the church. But
Yes.
most of them hoes, just like the females is hoes in the church. They
Yes.
sleeping around with other people just like the
It's okay
females
to
are.
be a hoe. It's okay that the men can be a hoe, but the women, oh no, no,
Mhm.
no, no. Isn't the women? Oh, you can't do that. Oh,
Mhm.
you can't wear that. Your skirt too short. Oh, you can't.
Mhm.
If I look good, I want to show my figure off. Why I gotta wear a long dress?
Right.
Do you think it's strange that preacher daughter grew up in the church but don't attend the church now?
Listen, June G. I
Mm-hmm.
am a preacher's daughter as well. Been in church for 30 years. So I know church in and out. And now you can't get me to go to nobody's church, not even
I'm,
not
I'm
even for a little bit. But
church.
yeah, I
I'm a deacon's
struggle
daughter.
because
I'm a deacon's daughter, and I don't want to go back. I might go here and there, and there,
hmm
here and there, and there and there. Okay, because make sure the kids get a little something. But I don't want to go back to nobody's church every Sunday. I want to sit home and
no,
watch a football game. I just not. I'm churched out. But
there you go.
I'm all
I'm
churched
all cursed out.
out. All
Hmm
churched out. And I'm just like I have no interest
hmm
because I feel like they took advantage.
Yeah.
They exploited us. And I'm all churched out. I don't feel like going. I don't feel like being there. I don't
hmm
you judge me what I got on. If my makeup is too, if my weave is blonde, you get mad about that. If my hair is
hmm
up, I'm grown. I got kids
It's
now.
too much.
I don't want anybody to tell me what to do.
It's a whole fashion show too to be
Yeah,
in church. Like you have to wear certain things, and then you're judged by what you wear based off like people think you got status or something like that when you wear certain things.
hey,
And
so
it's like, well, I just found this little outfit and I just put it together, make it look like something. Don't mean I got money
yes,
like that. I mean, you can
yes,
start asking me for money all the time. Like it's
man.
just too much
And,
stuff
and
to
too
do in
much,
church.
because too much. They was like, in my church, if we had jobs, the young people had jobs, but we had to end up paying to go to Disneyland for the some of the older church women who had 5 and 6 kids. They would
Mm-hmm.
charge us extra so we can help pay for the kids. I was like, what why they can't pay for their own damn kids? They made my damn kids, and they their kids.
Mm-mm.
We had to do that.
No.
I hated that shit.
Wow.
I hated it. And this thing, my ex-husband at the time, but it was my boyfriend at the time. So we got mad, and all the girls liked him too. Okay, I ain't gonna lie.
He's a ladies' man.
A bad boy. He was a bad boy. So all the girls liked him. So me and him broke up. We was all going to Disneyland. So we made a pact with the girls. I thought he made a pact. We ain't fucking with his ass. We got to Disneyland. Girl, they was all over him at Disneyland. I was the only one acting stupid. When I got back, yeah, they was all over him. Hey, Ronnie, how you doing? What's going on? I'm at Disneyland like a dumb fool, okay? Because he had plenty of money. I'm at Disneyland like by myself, my mom, and everybody was over him. When I got back home, I was like, "Can we get back together?" I said, I was going through something. I was more homo.
Wow. Let's get my man back because everybody all over him.
My man back. I was going through something. I said, I was going through something. I'm hormonal. I'm sorry. I thought like, this is the only time I'm gonna give you another chance, okay?
Right.
We went to San Diego Zoo, and then that was my man. So I was like, what, bitch?
That's funny. But
yes, we made it back. We made it back in the church. All the girls was like, "We ain't fucking with Ronnie Lynch." I said, "Oh, okay. I'm with y'all." We get to Disneyland. They all over here. He's spending his money. He buying their ass and shit. I was like, and that's when I start noticing motherfucking women can be vicious and vicious, and they would take your man. I didn't understand that until I was in the church. Okay, so I was like, okay. I called my mom. I called my mom. I said, "Mom, the girls are all over here, Mama." And my foot hurt too. My foot, because I had I hurt my arch. And I was like, "Mama, they all over here. Mama, they talking to him." She was like, "Well, girl, what you gonna do?" And so I got on the phone. I said, "Ronnie, it's take me back." And it took me back. But that's what I learned. That's what I learned in the church. Women can be vicious. That's when I learned women can be conniving, backstabbing. Because me and Ronnie broke up. Okay, we broke up. We never told nobody. We broke up. But let me tell you what happened. We went to Applebee's. We ran into the pastor's daughter and his daughter-in-law, son-in-law. And she gonna say at the Applebee's, "Did you tell my daddy that y'all back together?"
No.
I said, last time I checked, my daddy named William Thompson. Okay, and my daddy, remember, your daddy put my daddy out the church. Remember that? Okay, my daddy was out the church because he put him out because him, my brother, and my daddy got in a fight on the job. It was working for the church, and so they got in a fight, and so the pastor put my daddy out. And so me and my ex-husband got back together and went out to Applebee's, and I seen the pastor's daughter, and she was like, "Did you tell my daddy y'all back together?" And I said, "Well, my daddy named William Thompson. Okay, I know that's your daddy, but go on tell your daddy because I'm ready to get out of here anyway."
Damn.
Okay, anyway, so I want him to give me a reason to put me out.
Dang.
I want to stop paying. I want to stop money. I want to stop giving him some money. I'm sick of y'all controlling my life, because we did have to ask the pastor, like, can we date this person? Like, he override my daddy.
Yeah.
And so I didn't like that. I was like, look, my daddy a strong black man. I don't need nobody telling my daddy what to do. And then, so my daddy allowed us to date because my daddy was out to church. And so my daddy was like, he made us come home at 10 o'clock at night. And so we went to the movies. We went to the movies early because we had to be home at 10. I'm the church girls are going to the movies at 10 o'clock.
Because that wasn't, you weren't supposed to do that at that age.
The church girls are all going to the movies at 10 o'clock. So let me see what Eric says.
Speaking of women's attire, many women at my daddy's church wore fishnet pantyhose, very short dresses, and was and without underwear. Salute to Mount Calvary Missionary Baptist Church. I miss the 80s.
It's just
Y'all,
nasty. That is
you know what? Baptist churches though,
uh-huh.
Baptist churches be on a whole nother level, whole shit. You got Baptist church, but then you have like Pentecostal churches, and Pentecostal churches were the kind of churches that I went to. But the
Mm.
Baptist church people, they be smoking in the Baptist church, they be drinking in the all the hoes and pimps is at the Baptist church, all of that, and it's like out in the open. Versus Pentecostal, all the hoes and stuff, are there. They
Uh-huh.
smoke and drink, but they don't like show it. It's like they're like in Pentecostal churches, they live like like double lives. Versus over at the Baptist church, they just out there. They are out there for real, for real, for real.
Yeah, because my mama make us wear long dresses. I
Hmm.
like that, especially in Sacramento, it gets over 100 degrees, and we can wear shorts either. My mama allows us to wear shorts at home, and then when I moved out and got my own life and stuff, I started wearing shorts and stuff. My mama said, baby, you need to cover up. I went to my mama house with a halter dress on. I just got my hair done, but she wanted some money. Okay, I said, Mama, I just get my hair done. I don't got time for you in this. And I want to say this.
Hmm.
But she was like, come over to the house. So I got over to the house. I had a hot dress on. She gave me a towel to put around me.
You know what? They do that. They will do that. They will do that. If your dress come to like your knees when you sit down, they
Yeah.
ready to give you some type of towel or cloth that you have to put on when you wear because your dress is too short. If they can see the back of your knees is too short in the Pentecostal church, they had so many rules and regulations. And then not only that, you had to dress like that outside of church. You
Yes,
couldn't
yes,
dress like that.
yes.
Everything was holiness. Everything is
Holiness.
godly.
She would say, little bit, you can't show your arms. You know how your daddy is. I was like, Mama, here this $100. I'm going home. I'm grown. I'm 36 years old with some kids and divorced mom. I don't want to put a towel
Mhm.
on me. Matter of fact, my hair is fine, my dress is banging, and I'm leaving your house. Okay.
I'm going home to my own house. Why you telling me what to put on still?
She gave me a towel. She said, well, your daddy's in here, and you got your breast out, you got a halter dress on. Look what she said, you look unbecoming. I said, unbecoming to who?
Right. To my daddy? This is my daddy. Why is he looking at me like that anyway? And why you projecting that on him, on to me?
She said you look unbecoming. I said, Mama, I'm grown. I've been married and I got 2 kids. I'm divorced. I waited till I was get married to have babies. I waited to have sex till when I got married. Now how unbecoming am I?
Mm-hmm.
She was like, well, you know how your daddy is. I said, well, you know what? I'm going home because I don't like this. One of the best things I ever
I'm
did.
Baptist. We have our beer in the cooler in the trunk. Wait for us when we get out of church. Girl, I'm telling y'all was wilding for real. Like Baptist church, I almost wish that I was in Baptist church because y'all are y'all on a different type of level. Like y'all do y'all thing when y'all in church, y'all shouting and singing and all that stuff. But as soon as that's over, y'all going straight. I mean, in the parking lot, drinking and smoking and cussing and fighting in the parking lot. As soon as y'all come out of church, versus us, on the Pentecostal side, we're a little more bougie over there, and so we would, like go around the corner, not in so much in the parking lot. We'll probably like go around the corner and do something, or we'll sit in the parking lot, but we'll be like in the back of the parking lot where nobody can see us because everything. I don't know why we had to hide so much in the Pentecostal church, but we did. But the Baptist churches,
it
they don't
almost
care.
you feel like you're lying. It almost like I was
Yeah,
lying. I
it's a
was lying.
double life.
It's like a double lie because I was lying to my mom because we had Bible study on Wednesday night, and my girl Kim, she's like 10 years older than me, and she was teaching. She's like, Dre, you know how to drive? I said, Kim, my mom won't let me. She's scared I'm about to move out of her damn house. And so Kim was like, I'll teach you. So I said, Mama, I got work late. Kim gonna bring me home. Leave the key under the mat. It was that Bible study. I was lying. I didn't want to go no more. I was like,
Listen, I used to be, for me, it was So it would be rehearsals on like Wednesday or Thursday night, depending on what church I went to. Because I went from one Pentecostal church to another Pentecostal church to another. Like I just stayed in the realm of Pentecostal. So I kind of knew everybody at different churches that I went to.
Mhm.
But it came down to a point to where I would have my sneaky links. That's what they call it now,
Okay.
sneaky links.
Okay.
It at the rehearsal, or even sometimes either after church, I'll go to because I was on a praise and worship team. Because
Uh-huh.
that's a different level versus being in the choir. And
Yeah.
praise and worship, you on like on the actual microphone versus in
Mhm.
the choir, you sing with everybody else. So I had to elevate it to a little position or whatever. Child, still didn't get paid, still
Okay.
didn't get paid, but that's neither here or there.
Yeah.
Um, so after rehearsal, I would sing and do all my stuff, but then I go ahead and text my sneaky link, be like, hey, I'm on the way. Are you
Uh,
ready?
okay.
I'll be over there and hook up with my little sneaky link. We do our little thing. And girl, I was just so trifling in church when I was in church,
I
just
mean,
scared because I didn't want nobody to find out. Because one thing about Pentecostal churches versus Baptist churches, and I think TD Jakes was like a Pentecostal church too before they got really big,
mhm.
is that maybe they was Baptist church. I'm not sure. I have to look it up. But one thing about Pentecostal churches is that when they find out that you've been doing what you've been doing, suddenly you have to confess what you did in front of the
Yes,
church.
right in front of
You got
everybody.
to in front of everybody. Then you have to like confess your sins. And then once the word is out there that you've been doing this type of stuff, then everybody starts to shun you. They try to make you
Yes,
feel bad. They don't have no association with you. They throw you under the bus. They pretty much just throw you out. If
yes.
they
And
put you as
they
an
have,
outsider.
I'm gonna tell you, these are the words in the church they use. They have called me contrary. They have called me a homemonger. They have called me the devil. When the pastor put my mama out because Andrea Lynch was a little wild and I was like I don't care what he say, mama. So they said Andrea's contrary, a homemonger. What else they called me? The devil and shun you. Okay,
Yeah.
it had women's meeting about you. Women's meeting about you.
Hmm.
And just talk to you like you ain't nobody.
I picked up an Angelique from More Wednesday Pentecostal church meeting. We went right up to her house and handled business. Confirmed. Shanita Marie randomly. Wednesday is when it went down. Wednesday was a good night. It was a good night. It really was.
Pentecost was my last church I was into. Okay. Yes. It's
It is. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. They got now that's the thing. Like these mega churches and different type of church, they have some good looking women, but then too them be some good looking flawed women. All of
Mhm.
them got some type of insecurity or thing that they're struggling with because that's what they build their church on. People
God
who have
dang.
who are
No,
like weak
yes.
and
They
weak
have called
minded.
me everything but they called me everything but a child of God. I was like, I had you think I had this sassiness because what? Let me tell you something. They was mad because I was getting married, so I was going to college that night, so I would show up to choir practice a little late because I had classes. I was in school, and they was like, she's singing off key, and that's that trifling ass choir director was the pastor daughter, and I think the bitch didn't like her ass because she was too dark. I said it because the bitch always had a problem with her skin tone. I said it, and I was like, Mama, I know my kids a little yellow, a little light skinned, and you take my kids on down to the church house and let Joanne Richmond say something to my kids. Tell her my name is Andrea Lynch. Your daddy can't do shit to me. I will cuss your ass out saying something to my damn kids. Okay, mama. So mama said, can
Well,
I take the kids to the church? I said, you mama, them kids is a little different than everybody else's kids. They cute. I put it that
mhm,
way. And she was like, well, a little bit down. Ain't nobody gonna be buying them kids. I said, okay. Well, let's tell them that my name is Andrea Lynch, and I will cuss y'all asses out, and they know I will. Okay, mama.
mhm,
Nobody gonna sit down to the kids a little bit. That was she called me my nickname, a little bit. I said, okay, mama, because Joanne never didn't like me. She was bullying me as
mhm.
a choir director, and you didn't do nothing about it. And she was like, well, what was I supposed to say? I was like, protect your child.
Yeah.
You were supposed to say you were supposed to protect me from the bully in the church. Was it some of the church people
Mhm,
did?
mhm.
And so I was, and I seen her mama, and her at the what was that? At Marshall's, girl. I seen her the pastor the pastor's a wife and the daughter that I can't stand either. And they say something to me. I said, check this out. My name is Andrea Lynch. I dare you to say shit to me. I don't give a fuck. I ain't in your church no more. You can't say shit to me. Your mama can't say shit to me. Your husband can't say shit to me because I'm grown and I'm out the church now. And so 8 hours later, guess who showed up at my house?
Oh.
My mama.
Oh.
And me and my husband were separated at the time. He was living somewhere else. I said, Ronnie, mama at the house. He said, I'm on my way. I'll be there in 10 minutes. Let's hold on. He got there for mama. She was in there yelling at me. He opened the door. He said, check this out. She might be your daughter, but she's still my wife. And you will not come here and yell in my house where I pay the bills at.
I know that's right.
He said, you want to talk to her? That's fine with me. I ain't got a problem with you talking to her. But you ain't going to come in here yelling at my kids and my wife. Okay, she's still my wife. Yeah, we ain't together right now, but she's still my wife. I just want to talk to her. I was like, yeah, right. You want to put your hands on me.
Right. You got another thing coming.
I said, Mama, you don't want to talk. You want to put I was standing behind him. I was standing behind him. He was in front of me, my mom. I said, Mama, you don't want to talk. You want to put your hands up on me. That's all you want to do because that's all you know. And he was like, you ain't putting no hands up on her or anything. She's grown and pay her own bills, Lottie Mae. Okay, now I respect you as her mother, but these are my children, and we don't allow mothers and anybody to yell in front of our kids. So if you want to talk to her, we ain't got a problem with it. You're going to calm down. You're going to sit down. She's going to put the kids down, okay? And now I'm going to lead, and I'm going to lead too.
Right.
And my mama calmed down. We had a conversation, and I told her, I said, Mama, I've been waiting to cuss their asses. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been waiting to cuss their asses out because y'all made me feel like I didn't have a voice. You made me say I can't say nothing. She would say, shut up, be quiet. It's the women. I was like, they ain't no friend to you anyway. So that's when I learned that women weren't friends. Women will take your man. Women will lie on you and get you in trouble. Because my cousin didn't like turn on me too.
In the church. And back to Internet Granny's comment. It's hard to get in touch with those mega pastors because like the official like pastor, because under them they have pastors like different little pastors, I guess, that you can get in contact with instead of getting in touch with the actual pastor. Like you can't talk one-on-one to Joel Osteen. You can't talk one-on-one to what's that one white lady name? Her name start with a J. I done pushed a lot of them pastor names out of my everything. I used to know all of them, but all these mega church.
He would love John Gray. He's still cheating on his wife.
John Gray, he's another one. Yes. Joyce Myers, I couldn't think of her name. You can't get in touch with these people one-on-one unless you got status. Yes. But if you're just a regular, somebody, blue collar, middle class person, you're gonna have to get through to all of these other lead positions before you actually get to the actual pastor. Because that's just what it is at the end of the day. And I don't like mega churches like that. Like I probably listen to them, maybe for some whatever tip or whatever, but I would never go to a church like that. The biggest church that I went to was here in Jacksonville. It was named Cathedral of Faith. It was like one of the next biggest churches in the I guess city or whatever. Well-known pastor had died, or bishop had died a long time ago within the Church of God in Christ. And everybody came out when he had these big events and these revivals and all of that stuff. Everybody came out for that sort of thing. But I just, me personally, I don't like it. It's way too many people, too many rules. Everybody got their eyes on you. I just I don't like it. There's no freedom.
She said, "Girl, I did like that.
They did me like that. They had me in a circle praying for me. I fake and started shouting.
She said
I fake and started shouting. They can stop. That's why I can't do church. Now they tell my mom the truth and she be laughing. It was Now, okay, now that I tell my mom the truth, she'd be laughing. I bet she do be laughing because listen, because if you don't like put on some type of act or something, they're not
Yes.
gonna like let up off you until they see some type of crying or some type of emotion or some type of yelling until you do something. If you
Mhm.
stand there, like I know I seen some people where they try to lay hands on them and try to push them back, and people
Mhm.
don't fall back, and like, oh, you resisting. Like I'm not resisting. I just don't feel nothing. And now all of a sudden it's the devil and you possessed and get that spirit out of you. It's like, no, you trying to
Wait,
push me
wait,
down.
wait.
I'm not gonna fall. This ground is
I
dirty.
always look up the church is not your real home. Developing a personal relationship with God and living in His structure lives for me. That's how I feel. Harrison said Paula
Paula
White.
White. Yeah,
Okay,
that's another one. Paula White. You know what? Paula White is racist.
I use
That's she's
bond.
racist.
Now Derek said it seemed like you won't find a good
I
man.
I used to love Rob Parsley mainly because he was
Here's
cute.
you.
I didn't care about nothing else. He was a fine looking white man. I tell you,
Who was it?
Rod Parsley.
I never heard of him.
Oh, girl, you should see him. Like he done got a little bit older now. I think he's Southern because he talked like he from the South. I think he has a. No, I think his wife is black. I thought he had a white wife, but I think his wife is white. But he preached like he from like he been around some black folks.
Mm-hmm,
I haven't heard him recently, but he
mm-hmm,
has aged. But back in the day, whew,
mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
is one pastor that I lusted for in my heart. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay,
You know. You know. You know. I will say the church. I will say
okay.
it. It has made me. I still have the fundamentals of the church. I still pray. I still have a relationship with the Lord, but it has made me the women in the church. It ain't so much the men, it's the women in the church. Keep up chaos, keep up confusion, and keep arguing over shit that don't matter. And then the pastor wife, well, and my mom and them tell she was the big lean reader of the whole thing. And I'm like, how you be the pastor wife all up in the mix with the gossip and starting shit?
Oh yeah, they be the worst ones.
Yes, yes, yes. And
He
so
did. He did some great things in Columbus. He did some great things. Like he's really out here with his philanthropist. I think
mhm,
that's the right word. But
mhm,
him helping the community and helping out people. I feel like he's really genuine. I mean, he has some stuff here and there that I don't agree with, but I don't. To me, that don't disqualify him. But you never really heard his name up in no drama, like for real, for real. Not like everybody else. I feel like Rod Parsley is one of the genuine ones. I feel.
so what Rita Harrison said.
The function of the church has become depleted because it has allowed culture to dictate what they do instead of being an influence in the culture. Listen, because TD Jakes all of a sudden no knock against the gay people.
We LGBTQ community over here.
We support
Support, yeah, we support everybody over here.
you know, but I don't know. It's like they just kind of I don't know how to say this because
it almost
how I grew up.
it almost in a sense like Mary, the gospel. It almost since they had became hip hop to bring us in. Because when teacher Tina Campbell, no, Erica Campbell had that white dress on. Everybody called her out, said it was too form fitting. Said she ain't being church like. And I'm like, but what is church like? Because if my body is right, and I
I
want to
mean,
have
some people can't help how they shape. She just
yes,
what it boils down to is that they jealous. Okay, because whatever clothes she gonna put on, whether it's form fitting or not, it's either gonna be form fitting because that's how she's shaped, or it's gonna be too big and baggy. And who wants to be walking around looking like that?
yes.
Um,
The purpose of the church is support the people who believe. It was the purpose of the church, but I think since church don't came big business now, and it's about the money, and they used to help the single black mothers. They used to be the deacons of the church to help the mothers. I don't think that that's the case
Feel
anymore.
like the church is a business. Any church has to be a business because they're making money. Like they have to have,
Mm,
they have to have money to have the lights on. They have to have money to pay for, whatever expenses. I think that when the money is being used, for not the purpose of the church, then that's when it becomes a problem. But I mean, at the end of the day, because it is a business, you have to have an owner, and the
yes,
owner of the church is the pastor, and the pastor has to get paid. But I
yes,
think people need to be upfront with how of where the finances are being, where the money is going. Because
yes.
I've been a part of meetings where the pastor would put up on the screen or whatever, how much money we made for the month, and then
Mhm.
where these expenses were being paid. Do I always feel like they were being honest about that? Because they could easily just type up something in line and say, this is where your money is going.
Mhm.
But I feel like it shouldn't be just for, the people who are getting paid, for the like people who are on staff. I feel like everybody needs to know where this money is going and how much money is being made, so they'll know, like, okay, this is what my money is doing,
And
when I
even
do pay my tithes and offering.
and even when you do fundraising for the church, because my daddy used to work every Saturday, and on Saturday, the money, whatever you worked on Saturday, whoever in the church worked on Saturday, they had that money had to go to the church.
Hmm.
So I feel like where the money is going. Okay, so we missed a comment. Okay, Derek said once destroyed the Mama's church, it was evolved doors for young females, with white position at the church, but attending Jinx is a lusting after. Okay, really? I don't know him. And now church pastors, the spirit tell us there are 27 people called to be given all the money at the altar.
Churches,
Okay, I see.
because they will do that. We need such and such money to go around one more time. We haven't met our goal. We need
We
to
haven't
do
met that
this.
goal.
There are 7 people in here who needs to give
Yeah,
$700. And it'll
yes,
be good for people who believe that and will be in that $700 line and will
yes,
give their money.
yes. It said Liz Clip on smells so good on the soft skin, but smart women just to me are hot and be won even more. Miss Miss Jenkins, I'm gonna
Who is
get you.
Miss Janice? Miss Janice Young. Yeah, it is a cash cow. And shoot, at this point, I want to own a church and give
In the
me some members.
church, yes. Church focus on the ancestors, so we need people to pay the bills because the leadership don't manage the tithes within. Yeah, they don't. If church can't function, then the church is not open to within. Tell
If a church cannot function on one offering, then the church is not operating with integrity.
yes,
I agree.
pay the staff. Where is the re-
Right, pay the staff. Because so this is who is on the staff. Okay, you got
the
oh,
secretary?
you got the you got the secretary, you got the treasury, you got the praise and worship leader, and
Mm-hmm.
then you have the band, like the musicians that you have to pay for. If the
Yes.
church is big enough, you got security, you got the people who operate the soundboard,
Mm-hmm.
um, and then you may have somebody in the youth department who's getting paid, maybe.
What about the choir?
But those, and then you have like different. If a church is really really big, then you have like the senior pastor, then you have like the junior pastor, deacons and missionaries. Not so much. Maybe like the lead, mother of the church. Maybe on payroll too, and the lead deacon of the church may be on payroll. But that's are the people who are on staff. Everybody else, like choir members and praise and worship leaders, mm-mm,
Hey,
mm-mm. You're
chef.
volunteering your services at that point.
Okay, we were Derek wrote.
Creflo Dollar, you have to love his name. Right, Creflo Dollar. That his name always seems sketchy to me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You have to love his name. Had the nerve and the gall and the audacity to ask practitioners to fund him to get. I remember I had to get a jet to spread the gospel. What happened to the internet? Listen, I remember that when he wanted everybody to get him a private jet because he was tired of driving, tired of flying commercial because too many people knew him. So he wanted people to get him a jet. I don't know if he even got that jet, but then it was yeah. Did he ever get that jet? I'm not sure because it was a
Look at Jamal Bryant over
that
there,
was a
New Birth Church in Lithonia, Georgia, over there, ain't paying his taxes and stuff. Okay, and he got 8 baby mamas. They say he just had a new baby mama and flew her out to Florida to keep her away from the church people.
oh
So yes,
no.
allegedly, okay, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, Jamal Bryant.
It's a mess. It's a mess. But there was that one pastor too that had that. This is just how crooked like it is. But there was that one pastor who had died of like cancer or something like that. He had molested those 2 boys.
That
You
was
remember him?
A-Long. And
Eddie Long. That's who he was. Eddie Long. And people was like so, distraught that he had died. They was like, oh my God, you shouldn't talk about him. He tried to help the community. Okay. Please, please, please. Don't come for me. But I don't be on YouTube like that anyway. So if you come for me, it just is what it is. But I put Eddie Long in the category of Kevin Samuels.
Oh, we got some Kevin Sagan lovers in
here.
here.
Because and I say this all the time, like what you do in life is what you be remembered for in death. I'm sure everybody loved Eddie Long, and Eddie Long had all of this stuff to say. God rest his soul. He had all this stuff to say, but you can't deny what you did to these kids. Yes. You know what I'm saying? You raped them, you molested them, you had them, believing some false information, and allegedly to these kids, these boys, they like good riddance. I'm glad he dead. You know what I'm saying? But you can't pass over the hurt that he caused for these young men.
Do you think the most women who are hurt in church hurt are Black women?
I think so, only because I can't speak on white women in white churches. I mean, there's drama in the white churches as well. I just haven't been to enough white churches to see all the drama, but they have the drama. Like drama is everywhere.
Yeah.
But as far as Black women and church hurt is concerned, because they even tried to say at one point that there's no such thing as church hurt. And it's like, but there is though. You can't tell me that. Like, just like work hurt, there's hurt everywhere. So it is a thing, and it's like, and it's church hurt because that's where I got hurt at, in the church.
Yes, and that's what we lived at. That's what we spend most of our time at. Is at church with people that we thought that wouldn't hurt us, people that we thought would lie on our name, people we thought would scandalize our name and lie until we doing things that we. That's what I learned church hurt is.
The church I was a pastor at had an annual business meeting and shared every dime went. Now this is a multicultural church with a white pastor. I am a power corrupt type man. Really? When a person has any business, women in the majority, that's where oftentimes you can expect nothing but trouble ahead. Church pastors are powerful. You judge. Yes, they are. Hence why Cora got away with what she got away with.
Yes. Cora over there taking people up. A-Long molested Black boys. Talk about gay folks, but his vision on the street in Atlanta, he died of fast acting cancer. Karma, vision, you judge. Again,
it was karma and divine intervention. As a matter of fact, his time was up. His time was up.
White people cover it up. That's what integrating.
That's part. Right. Hold on, because that's what it is. White people cover it up. They know how to not let stuff get out like that. And you know what? I would probably go as far as to say maybe that's why we haven't heard so much about Rob Parsley. But yeah, I don't know, because I don't follow. However, I I just may be more biased in my opinion towards Rob Parsley because he's just so cute to me. Like there's a few white men that will get me hot under the collar, and Rob Parsley is one of them. I would never really watch, back in the day when he used to come on TBN, when TBN was a thing.
Mhm.
When he used to come on TBN, I would just watch him just to listen to him and watch him because he was just so. I would get nothing from his messages. Nothing about his messages would stir me up and made me want to just, be inspired. Nothing about it. I just wanted to watch him just. And at some point, I had to stop watching because I wasn't watching for the right reasons. So I just had to like turn him off altogether. I couldn't go to his church and sit there and not feel a type of way. I
Oh.
couldn't go up to the altar and get get prayer because I wanted prayer. Like I just wanted to be in his presence just to get close to him. And I'm sure I'm not the only woman who felt that way about him, because that is one, even in his old age, honey. That
June G said
anyway, I digress.
Finally marrying and pastor, forget this rappers. Get that money. Go.
Listen, forget the rappers. The pastor is where it's at. I mean, because they're basically doing the same thing. Rappers, they've been sitting around with their wives too. So, listen, my ass, I'll be sitting here. I'll be getting cheated on, but I'm crying in my money, child. Just
yes. I didn't call it out enough. Yes, because I mean, as you say, is you got TD Jakes. He defined got the suits on. You got Jamal Bryan with the suits on. They wearing chains like the rappers wearing chains. The rappers wearing chains. Church has got big business now, and now it's big business. They want to and a friend of mine said when they was in Jamal Bryan, they went to his church, and then he was doing something. He was asking for more money. He was like, they had T.I. them all there, and he was like, y'all can get some more money. Y'all can get some more money. They was like, we just gave you some money.
What else you want? Relax on us.
Yes, it's like, man.
And you know what? And then you can be the messiest person in church, but as long as you're giving them their money, they will excuse all your sins.
Yes,
as long as you're giving them their money.
Yes.
Because that's what they want at the end of the day. And it's probably why you don't hear a whole lot about Rod too, because Rod, he tells it like it is, and he holds no bars at all. He tells it exactly how it is. And that's probably why he's probably been blacklisted or blackballed or whatever to some degree, because he tells too many of the secrets.
Me personally, when I was growing up, the church was about helping the community, helping the community. If single mom needs to help get their rent paid, if their sons was acting up, their sons would come to the church. They have men would talk to the church, and I just don't see that now. I see it's big business. I see they don't really want to really help the community like we used to. We used to go out on the street and knock on doors and get people to come to the church. We used to do revivals. We would bring the older people in. They would get drivers and bring the older people in so they can come to the church. I don't see that now like it used to be. I don't see like the community trying to help each other. And to me, they play on. I personally feel like the church plays on single Black women. They play on how they can get them, how they can let's prey on single Black women. And I find that appalling for me. I find that's why I don't really like it no more. They prey on the Black women. They say stay holy, stay godly. Don't come in here with half naked, but yet and still some of the men in the church are a bunch of homongers too. I'm just saying.
They never call out the men for what they do.
Call out the men, but you probably my mom. Even some of the usher board, if you came into the church half in a little dress, they would have a little towel for you, a little towel. If you sit on, they would say, "Don't put her on the front row because the men gonna be looking at her." That's what they would say. I heard my mama say that one time when she was an usher. Okay, and I'm like, so I'm just saying they prey on the Black women and they prey on the single moms, and but the men, they could be the hoes of the church, and then they don't say nothing to them, but they always telling us, don't wear that.
Prime example. So I was going to this church, and again, this happens within Pentecostal church. I don't know what it goes on in the Baptist churches or any other non-denominational churches or apostle church, apostolic churches. Child, apostolic churches and Baptist churches are like neck and neck. They. I can't judge because Pentecostal did the same thing, but they were just Pentecostal and apostolic churches. They were just living in their truth, okay, inside and out. It was the Pentecostal who was always hiding shit.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got pregnant, I first got pregnant when I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
I had to go in front of the church and tell everybody that I was pregnant. And then I had to like stop all of the things that I was doing in the church, like, choir and all that. I couldn't do none of the I couldn't serve on none of the auxiliaries while I was pregnant. I had to take a sabbatical, is what they called it. Meanwhile, you got pastors coming out, ministers coming out that they cheated on their wives and they doing X, Y, and Z. And this is like, but y'all gonna sit down too? Y'all gonna take a sabbatical? So fast forward, 7 years ago, I was at another church. I was on the praise and worship team doing my thing, and I got pregnant with my last born child. And I say last because it's a wrap. It's not happening no more. We are done. But I had got pregnant with him outside of marriage. I was just coming out of not just coming out of my divorce. Well, yeah, I was coming out of my divorce, and I was just messing with who I call my stepping stone nigga. Because it you know how you just need somebody,
Yeah.
while you going through when you divorced and you
Yes,
trying to
yes,
get
yes.
back on your
You trying to get back and it's chilling. You trying to work it out.
you know what I'm saying? I just need to get this out of my system. I don't want to be with you long term. I'm just using you for what I need to use you for.
You just in the meantime. In the
In the
meantime.
meantime, stepping stone.
Not a bad zip. You just in the meantime.
That's in the meantime. This ain't meant to last no longer,
Thank you. Thank you.
But that nigga snuck around and trapped me, or tried to at least, and I got pregnant. So, and I say because men can trap women, just like women can trap men with a baby. Okay, I am a living witness.
Yes.
So, and if you ask how, I'm gonna tell you. So when he finished, I'm trying to use nice words. When he finished, I didn't feel nothing, and I asked him. I said, "But did you?" And he was like, no. He told me no. And so when I went to the bathroom again, I didn't feel anything, because you know how you feel like the whole his stuff, and I didn't feel none of that. I didn't see none of that. It was just like this Mission Impossible sperm right here, because I don't know how the hell you got it in there. 2 weeks later, I found out I'm pregnant. I'm like, what? I missed my cycle, because I come on like I have a regular cycle, and so that's when I found out I was pregnant. I digress, but I just, want to explain how when men can trap men just like women can trap men, or men can trap women just like how women can trap men. Going back to the story, I found out, I was pregnant or whatever, and I told the pastor and the first lady or whatever, and they told me that I was on the praise team, but they told me that they wanted me to sit down because I would be a liability. They didn't say that I had did anything wrong per se, but they said that that would be a liability on them if I were still to be up there pregnant and singing, because they don't want me to fall or hurt myself or whatever. But that wasn't the case. Y'all just didn't want me up there because it looked bad. Well, the wife said it looked bad because, it was a liability, but the husband said it looked bad because I'm a single parent and I already have, 3 kids, whatever, me pregnant with my 4th child. It looks bad. Meanwhile, you got your brother who's working the soundboard, your brother-in-law. Matter of fact, your brother and brother-in-law. Your brother-in-law was sending emails to one of the female church members talking about how he wanted to see pictures of her panties and he wanted to get with her, sleep with her. And he's married. The brother-in-law was married. And then his actual brother, the pastor's actual brother, he was sleeping with at least 1, 2, 3 women in the church, and he's married and got 2 kids. But
Wow.
not one time, and because he worked security in the church, but not one time was any of these guys sat down. They was prayed for and stuff like that, and told them they need to work on their marriages and stuff. But not one time where they needed to sit down and be excused from their services in church. Nothing like that at all. But me, pregnant, I guess because my sin is visible because I'm pregnant, it looks bad.
Mm-mm.
So I was just like, it's not fair. It's not fair for women. Like men get to get away with in the church anyway. Men
Yes.
get to get away with a lot of stuff versus women. We can't do what they
Yeah.
do and get away with it. We can't. We have to have some sort of standard of holiness and all of this stuff. While the men, they don't really have to do much but be men.
Yes. It said Rob paid rent and done some stuff to help the people through the city. Oh, okay.
See, that's
Yes.
why I like them.
Yes.
That's why I
Okay.
like Prophet.
Okay, Gary said, great cousin Andrea. Okay, that's what Derek said. So story,
Women,
women. Go ahead.
women historically are in a women historically are in a submissive position in the church. Yeah, they cook the food, support like crazy, and they're almost always called out for what they do. It's a man's world
What that is that
in a
James
lot
Brown
of these
song? It's a
churches.
man's world. That's that
It's a
bush.
man's world, but it ain't nothing without a woman or a girl. That's what they just keep missing that
They missed
part.
that part. He said it's a man's world, but it ain't nothing but not a woman or a girl. That's the part they don't hear. That's the part they don't hear.
No, they won't sit the men down. They will not do it. And I don't
They
get
sit
it. Like
us
for the
down.
life of me, it took two of them to make the situation happen. And these
Yes.
men, they are just as guilty, but they are never found guilty in some sort of way. They get a stern talking to, but they don't never get, whatever punishment that comes with their no type of consequence, bad consequence that comes with the stuff that they did. Never,
Yes.
never, ever. And it used to burn me up because I'm like, this is
Even,
just, it
even
don't
it's
make
okay.
sense.
Even it's okay if you divorce, like if a woman divorced her husband in my mom and daddy church, you can't get married again. And so it was this lady that my brother's wife, my brother's wife, her mama, she divorced her husband and she ain't never had a man. I said, Mama, I ain't living like that. I'm grown.
Mm-mm,
That's not normal.
mm-mm,
That's not normal to be subbing for years and not have a man. God
mm-mm.
did not pretend that women don't supposed to have a man. I'm not gonna be no woman. I said I refuse to come back to the church because I will get married again. I will have a boyfriend. Okay, I'm just
Right.
living like that.
We
That's the
got needs at the end of the day.
thing. Just like men got needs, women got needs.
How you
Right?
think the men got here? We women give life.
Yes. Yes.
Period.
Yes. So we
Without
got
us, there would be no them.
yes. And so I'm like, Mama, it's not fair. She was like, but I said, where it said the Bible, the woman gotta live by herself with no man because she divorced her husband. So it's I said, this is what I told my dad. It's okay for my husband to cheat on me and remarry, but it's not okay for me to remarry. I'm remarrying too.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to come to your church. Because
Right.
I just want to come to your church, but I just feel like it's double standards in the church house too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just like the world is double standards, the church got it worse, especially in black churches.
Yes.
Especially in black churches.
Yes. The man could be the biggest homemonger. The man could be the biggest having babies out of wedlock. Ain't nobody sitting him down. Ain't nobody shaming
Mm-hmm.
him. Ain't nobody making him feel bad. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's just John over there. That's what John do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I
Babies, I
told you. I
said,
told you how when I was at this one church, they said that the women had to wear long skirts and stockings every time they came into the church. Every single time. So that included Bible study, Wednesday night Bible study. That included, choir rehearsal. Like you have to wear stockings every time. I'm like, it is 90-something degrees outside in the summertime. You want me to wear stockings to church?
write it again, Derek, please. I can't just write it again. Now we'll answer it. He said, Junji said again, a pastor daughter on how is that my sister was 9 and I was 7 and found out my daddy had a daughter and that child is between us. He never asked to step down. See? Never asked to step down.
Are you close to the daughter now, June? I
Yeah,
mean,
Junji,
like to your sister?
are you close to your sister?
Because she was. she wasn't a part of the equation. Like y'all don't have the same mom and daddy. Papa was a Rolling Stone.
No, I mean, was your mama mad? Did y'all get a divorce? Girl, tell, tell.
Me and Preacher did not get sat down. That's crazy because they don't. Men do not get sat down. I don't.
A homemonger, I love that. Write your question again, Derek. A homemonger, I love it.
A homemonger.
A homemonger. Oh my God. Well, Shanita, thank you for joining my live. We all had the church conversation that people don't have. Okay, what Juji said. Yes, my mama took.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that was nice of her. That probably wouldn't been today. Today type of mama. Today's type of mama, but like, fuck them kids.
Thank you. I ain't taking your best kids. Okay.
He got nothing to do with me. That's his child. Today's mamas wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
they wouldn't go for it. So God bless your mom, June.
To me, the women back in the day, they was understanding if their husband stepped out on them a little bit.
They was understanding because they ain't made no money back in the day. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, like then they was a home stay at home wives, and the husband did all of the things, and the mom took care of the house. You know, back in those days, so they didn't really have too much.
Women
they pretty much had to do.
That's your kid. That's your bastard child, ain't mine.
But today,
yes,
today. I'm out and I'm taking the kids that we got with them. You ain't finna be around here. That kid could be the sweetest child.
Yes.
And some mamas would be like, no, take it to her mama. Her mom, she got a mama. I ain't it.
Yep.
But you know, to go back to Cora.
Yes.
I think that she is. I hope that she gets. And this is so wrong for me to say, okay, but I'm gonna say it. I hope she gets exposed for the truth. I hope the truth gets exposed. I say that. I hope the truth gets exposed as to what's going on, and I really, really do hope that this mother gets her child back.
Yeah.
Because it's not fair. It's not fair. Now I couldn't imagine being a mom and having my child ripped from my arms, and I can never have any communication with my child. Because somebody else, my child is calling somebody else mama.
You know, I find it so funny. How do you do it to another Black woman? How? We doing it to our own. We doing it to our own. We hurting our own people. We're giving our own people church hurt. How do you do it to another Black woman? Knowing that I don't think Cora can have no kids, allegedly. I just don't believe she can have none. Okay? I said it right here.
I mean, there's somebody for everybody, but I don't see how anybody was trying to get this girl pregnant. That's neither here or there. But they had no money back in the day, so they couldn't move, so that they had to take it. You know, they had to take these cheating in lives without any pushback.
Okay, this is Derek
question. I could never understand speaking in tongues. Do you know what they say? Do you know what they say and what they do when they're rolling on the floor in front of the mouth? What's the purpose? Always scared me growing up. So this is just my limited knowledge. I'm just answer that real quick. This is my limited knowledge. So in Africa, okay, when they wanted to call the spirits down, like the ancestors down, to help them to help them in life, they would shout, and they would start playing the drums, and they would shout, and they would like make noises and like chants to call the spirits down to them. Over time, this started going on in the churches, and so they speaking in whatever tongue that they're speaking in, because it's a really like almost like spiritual thing when it comes to like speaking in tongues, because now you're speaking in the language that the ancestors spoke in to a degree, and this is what you got, and this is how you were able to, I guess, channel the ancestor that you want to have with you in that time. And so it kind of transferred over into the churches today, or even the churches back in the day. I don't even know if they're still speaking in tongues in churches today. I I haven't been, so I don't know. But I do know back in the day, like I didn't understand it then, but after research and then studying and stuff, that's where it originated from in Africa, in the Yoruba um, religion, and that's what they did to call down the spirits. And so now transfer it over to like churches. Um, they're inviting the Holy Ghost. I don't know how a ghost is holy, but they calling in the Holy Ghost to bless the house, or get rid of whatever demon that's in the person at the time, or bring in whatever good spirit in the church. So that's where the whole speaking in tongue things originated from, and how it got to be what it is today. I hope that answers your question. I do. Let me see. Let's go to another comment. Yes, it was for me. For that child, when my dad passed 2 years ago, my mom split everything. She gave us, she gave us with her house. I'm sorry to hear that your dad died. Um, I hope you made peace with it. I'm sure you have at this point, June. But that was nice that she got something, because that is her dad at the end of the day. She do have to get something. Yeah.
Her, she was young and she went through. Wow. Wow. Oh, she can never conceive. Oh my God. That's ridiculous. Mm.
Well, there you have it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, allegedly, because we don't know if that's true or not.
Allegedly.
I was told the spoke. I was told I spoke a language in some native nation whose language was almost faded out. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That's what it was.
Last question.
That's what it was.
Is
It was like you throwing. It's like you throwing up and rolling around talking crazy. Used to be scary. Used to scare the hell out of me. But it sounds reasonable. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Well,
I
thank
didn't
you.
know what it was at first either. But like I
We've been
said,
within an hour. We'll be an hour and 30 minutes, but I don't want to keep you long. I know you're busy. You're busy because you got your own little business. Then tell about Shaniva. Tell about Mama Godless business. Let my folks know what you do over here.
so I am Mama Goddess. Reason why Derek keeps saying Shanita me randomly, because that's what my name was on YouTube prior to it being Mama Goddess Reacts. I don't really post like that on YouTube anymore. I do most of my business on Instagram, but my name is Shanita. But I go by Mama Goddess now. That's what my community knows me as. Even though I tell them my name, it's like, okay, but we still gonna call you Mama Goddess. So I am the owner of Mama Goddess Crystals and More. I make and sell handcrafted crystal jewelry. As you can see, some of the things that I have on here. This is one of my pieces. This is
Oh,
a crown.
beautiful. Oh, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. So I make pieces like that. I've been doing it for coming up on a year now. So it's going to be a year in June the 12th would be the official time that I open up my business. Um, I'm also a Reiki healer and a tarot card reader. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is mama underscore goddess, the number 2 and you. Yes, Derek has made a purchase from me, and he absolutely loves his purchase. And I'm glad that he loves his purchase, because it's not easy trying to satisfy my male clientele, because they have such different um, taste and style in jewelry. It just really depends. But he is a happy customer, so I do thank you, Derek Jackson, Derek C. Williams, for your purchase. But
Just looking at your looking at.
yes, my nose cuff ring.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Okay. She said.
Yes, I do have some. Well, I haven't have them on my website as of yet, but I do. Oh, my website too is also on my Instagram, but my website is mamagoddesscrystals.com. So I have some things there, and if you want to make some purchases from there, you can as well. So yeah, just
I
let me know.
thank you. I thank you. And everybody in this chat, I can't get into this
Thank
channel.
you.
I can't get in this channel, so I can't. I'm be starting a new channel in a minute. It'll be called Andrea's asking the question. Okay,
Just ask the question.
yeah. So, but go over there on Chef Shapino tonight because we got a show called A Ratchet Bougie Classic. Okay, tonight at
Yes.
30, because folks be saying black women just ratchet, bougie, and classy. We want to know who decides who we that. So go over there on Chef Shapino channel tonight. We're gonna have a good conversation with the team, and special guest is Robbery Privilege. And y'all don't want that girl is classy, bougie, everything. Okay, she gonna show you who she is. But come over there tonight. It's gonna be good. We're gonna have a good conversation. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna laugh. We're gonna kiki, and we're gonna let folks know who we are. And I couldn't do this conversation without my mama goddess, because we both sisters from the church. And so
Yes.
we both sisters. We know the church, the
Absolutely.
church hurt, the Cora,
Mhm.
the Jakes family allegedly. But as a mom, as an adopted mom, I hope and pray that that woman get her child back, because no woman deserves to let her child be taken from her. And
Mhm.
just join us tonight over there on Chef Shapino. We trying to get him to 1,000. We got things. We got new content coming. The content is coming, and we love it. And I'm just happy with the team I got over there. These brothers make Andrea Lynch feel special. They bring my ideas to life, and it ain't nothing better having good people around you, and good people that motivate you, and good people
Mhm.
that just enjoy your ideas and think you got something. So
Yeah.
everybody come over there tonight. Let's have some fun. I appreciate everybody coming this live. Harrison, June G, Patricia, Aiden Granny, Derek. Let's come on to the Nadia. Come on over there and join us tonight. Thank you, Shanita. We gotta do it again, my sister. I love you.
Absolutely. I love you back.
Okay, well, you take care.
All right. You too.
Okay? Yes, okay.
Yeah.
I'll y'all later. Have a good day. Bye
Yeah.
bye.